Cliff, first of all, how would you reflect on that first month of the season?
Yeah, I think we're a lot of positivity. The boys have performed really, really well in terms of the levels of fitness and energy, which the group brings in abundance. So, yeah, it's been pleasing, but it's a start. You know what I mean? The fans have made a massive contribution as well. We've had quite a lot of away games and the home games that the fans have come and packed the stadium out. So it's been a real team effort.
Results aside, what have been the positives that you've seen from those first few weeks?
Listen, results are always a byproduct of the performance. You know, you'll have heard that countless times from myself, certainly anyway. But the players have a real sort of hunger in amongst them, a willingness to improve themselves. And, you know, you improve individually, comes together collectively, and then performances then follow in after that. So we've just got to stay consistent with the players on the training ground. We'll continue to be demanding, but while you're setting them demands, you have to have a support network there as well to give them the opportunities and the freedom to go and showcase what they're capable of. And I guess that's the pleasing thing, that all the players, whichever players are being selected for whichever games, have come with that appetite and that attitude to go and work.
Any sort of standout areas, conversely, that you're still looking for improvement on, apart from everything as always?
Yeah, no, there's areas and there's places that we wanna still develop and work on. You know, obviously we'll keep them internally, and we work with a group, and we've got quite a good set of boys that, you know, challenge us as coaches as well, challenge us as staff. So, you know, areas that they see that they can help and areas they can improve on. And ultimately, it's the players that go out onto the grass on a regular basis, whether that be the starters or the finishers within the match day. So we have to trust them. We give them autonomy in and around it within the framework of how the manager wants the team to play. So that gives you great satisfaction when there's more and more questions coming, and there's conversations rather than just talking to or listening to. So it's very much a team effort.
How has it been within the camp, out on the training pitches and things like that, since you came back into pre-season and then obviously coming into the season? Has there been a difference, or is it very much been a continuation of what were going on before?
Yeah, I think it's a continuation in terms of the bulk of the squad as continued on from last season, and you want to then integrate the new players that have come into the group, the personalities first and foremost, the characters, how they're settling into the group, and then, you know, we're well aware of what the skill sets are on the grass. So it's been a group that just keeps evolving, Liam. It's really, really, and like I say, it's good and it's challenging and it's exciting as staff when you come in on a regular basis with the players that you're working with and you see them grow. And listen, there's other times where they need the support and the help and the reassurance. So but it's recognising that, and the staff have been really good with that, and the players have that trust and belief within the staff that they can open up about anything, whether it's on the pitch, off the pitch, and it keeps us together on match days.
That evolution of the group, and particularly with so many of them still being here through the progress that you've made, that must be particularly pleasing. The recruitment that you've done, always with an eye on players stepping up to that next level, but for them to actually do that as they're showing that they are capable of at the minute, that must be really pleasing for everybody. Yeah,
listen, the recruitment team and the staff work really hard in identifying what players we'd like to have in, the characteristics, how we see them developing, and like you rightly say, the manager, I worked with the manager for a long time now. We don't, always recruit for the here and now. It's the short term, but you also need to have an eye on the medium and long term. And the ownership of the football club has enabled the manager to accelerate that, with the personnel that we're able to retain, the personnel that we're able to keep, and the personnel that we're able to attract. So it's a really good flavour of what's going on around the football club, and from top to bottom, everybody's very much a part of it. And I know it's easy to say, but the fact is, everybody is a part of it. Yourself included, the media team, everybody that's behind us and sees what we do day to day. Obviously, it's the 90 minutes on a Saturday that gets all this sort of the reviews and everything else that goes with that. But there's a lot of work that goes on in between.
You mentioned earlier the support network behind the players. We obviously had a bit of changes in the sort of coaching staff team, Barry Richardson coming in as well, and a few bits of a reshuffle. But you're pleased with that support that you've been given to be able to do that, and the results that you've been able to get from it with the team that's been put together.
Yeah, it is. Listen, as we grow, naturally the support network has to grow with it, and within that, then the skill set of the personnel that you bring into the building is important as well. So, you've named Barry there. Barry's come in, but we have other personnel that have come into different departments. I'll not go through them all for fear of leaving anybody out. But it's a case of coming in and improving the football club. The manager's very, very demanding in that respect. It's not a case of let's have another body in and let's have a. There's got to be a real substance to why personnel that work for Doncaster, why personnel wear the badge, and that's been really refreshing to see the input, fresh eyes within the coaching. There's fresh eyes within the sports science department, and so on and so forth. So that enables us as coaches to challenge each other away from the players, to see what we can move, to see what we can shake, to see what we can improve. And there's always, let's say, there's good deliberation around the building all the time within the offices, and then we try and transfer that into the players and give them all the support that they need.
Next up, Everton U21s, the first group game in the Vertu Trophy. What are you expecting from this one? Yeah,
listen, the opposition, it's a competition that they want to come and showcase what they're capable of, and what I mean by that is the players, it's an opportunity for them to play against a league team and to have that experience. But we played Everton previously, and the manager there, Tay, they've been producing players over recent seasons. Whether they went on to go into Everton's first team, that's maybe where their own supporters judge them, but there's plenty of players that have managed to go out and forge careers for themselves on loan, which is a credit to Everton and their academy system there that they have. So we'll be expecting a game, a tough game, a challenging game. So we have to be, on our game and fully focused to be on us, as we always aim to do every game.
And as always, this is a competition that we want to do well in.
Yeah, there'll be no stone left unturned in terms of the analysis team, the recruitment team have been out, and we've seen the last 3 games. So we'll be well aware of what the capable are and what type of personnel and personalities they have. But it's a tournament we want to do well in. You hit the nail on the head. And we want to continue to approach each game, one game at a time. But it's one that we want to go far in.
An opportunity again to share the minutes around the group, but also kind of with the performances that players that have come in the Carabao Cup, they've laid down a marker for themselves, a standard to reach that. The competitive levels are so high at the minute in this squad in terms of who's coming in and playing any given game.
Yeah, it is, and that's probably one of the things to go back to one of your previous questions. What has been pleasing, that's been absolutely right up there on the list. You bring players into the squad, into the group, into the building with that sort of it in your mind's eye that listen, we have players capable of playing in any games and at any which time, and the players have shown that. The capability. So the minutes will be shared, but opportunities present themselves again. There's another game, it's another match day, so the opportunity comes to go and stake a claim to get some regular game time.
Gaffer mentioned after Saturday's game that Jim Mysterio will get a bit of game time in this one. Is that still the plan? Yeah, that'll still be the plan. It was an unfortunate collision that Jamie was involved in, but he's well on his way to a speedy recovery, and he's keen to get going again. So I can see him having some minutes. Did everybody else come through the weekend okay? Yeah, no issues, nothing that I'm aware of. So everybody was with a clean bill of health this morning, other than the ones that weren't available for Saturday. So it's been good. Toyosi Olasana, has he been out on the training ground today? He's been on the training ground today. So he come and watched the game on Saturday as well. So. Yeah, looking forward and excited to seeing T out on the grass as well.